Hey, what's going on, guys? KitsuneTCG here, back with another deck profile. It is another Thunder Dragon deck. This is going to be a more pure version. Obviously, we're still utilizing the Bystials, but we've taken out the Horus engine and just added in a kind of few other things. Obviously, the Horus engine's not the biggest engine, so not changing too much, but it really does kind of change how like the deck plays and kind of like the inboards that you end up making. So thought I'd kind of go over that, show off what this version looks like. Now the Thunder Dragons in the build are pretty much similar, very similar. You know, you're not really changing anything with that. You still have the 3 Thunder Dragon. We still have the 3 Dark, 2 Roar, and 1 Honk. This is just kind of consistently like what you'd expect to see in any Thunder Dragon build. You're very consistent on being able to get these cards either in the graveyard or banished, so you're not really needing to max out on Roar or Hawk or anything like that. The normal summon of choice is still Batteryman Solar, obviously just being able to send any one of these to the grave, and you're usually going to be able to banish it with your Bystial monsters, or we do have a few other things in here as well. So we've got the 3 Llewellyn, 1 Saronir, 1 Magnemite, 1 Baldrake, and then 2 Druid Swarm. Pretty good mix of the monsters. You're going to see at least one. Obviously the best is to see Llewellyn. We've got the 1 Branded Regain. And then from there we have the Chaos Emperor and Chaos Creator, just as some other generic monsters that you can kind of banish depending on like what your hand looks like. We do have 3 Lure, 1 Gold Sark, 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, and then 1 Chaos Space. Finishing it off, we just have some hand traps with Nibiru, Ash, Valor, and Imperm. So not only do I like the amount of hand traps in this version, I think the deck still stays very consistent, but obviously Nibiru and Effect Valor being lights can also be something that works with Chaos Space. That can come up every now and then. Obviously, Effect Valor going first is not something you typically want to give up, but depends on the hand, obviously, is something that you can definitely kind of sacrifice there if you don't have anything else to discard. But that is the main deck. It's a 41 card build. Let me quickly go over the extra deck, and then like I said, we'll just show off a test hand. Alright, just quickly going over that extra deck. We still have the 2 Titan. I definitely think this is the correct number to play. It's really nice that it can also kind of recycle your Colossus. So just having that in there at this kind of ratio, I think, is just perfect. Have the Chaos Angel. This can come up every now and then. Obviously, it's really great to kind of protect your monsters by battle and, you know, by activated effects. So it's nice to have in here. It's not typically what you're ending on unless, you know, like it just works against like your opponent's matchup. From there, we have Lars, since this deck does have quite a few ways with level 6 monsters. Lars can definitely kind of come up. And then we do have number 90 and number 38 as rank 8s. This deck does have a few rank 8s in it, or level 8s in it, so these aren't the hardest to make, so you can still kind of keep these in this version. And then from there we have the Link Spider, Seals, Cross Sheep, IP, SP, Appaloosa, Access Code, and then Underworld Goddess. So that just kind of rounds out the extra deck. You know, it's not really a tight extra deck in this at all. So, I mean, a lot of these are just by choice. You can definitely kind of change around some of the things in here, but definitely think that this is a pretty good extra deck for this deck. And you can end on a pretty decent board, but we'll go ahead and show that off now. Alright, just finishing shuffling up here, see if we can't show off a decent test hand. We've got Dark, Valor, Chaos Space, Solar, and Chaos Creator. So actually quite a little bit we can do here with that hand. It is not bad at all. We can start by normaling Solar, going the effect of Solar. This is probably the thing that we're most okay if they interact with, but if they don't, we'll send Roar. And then we can go ahead and go Chaos Space. We'll pitch Dark. And we'll add Lubellion. We can go ahead activate Lubellion to add Magnemite. And we'll go Magnemite effect. We're going to banish the Roar. Now, it's great that with the Magnemite is that we can go ahead and go Roar 1, Magnemite 2, so they would have to interact with Magnemite, so we're going to pretty much guarantee the important one goes through in Roar, but presuming they don't have anything, we'll get the Magnemite search in the end phase. And we can bring out, I think, just another copy of Dark. And since we did summon a Thunder Monster, we do have the token from the Solar, which we can just go ahead and link away. Go into Link Spider. And then from there, first we can go Lubellion, get rid of Magnemite, and we'll put up the branded regain, which we'll definitely make use of here in a moment. Go Solar and Link Spider. For Cross Sheep. And then we have Chaos Creator. We can go ahead and just bring that out. I guess we don't want to banish the Solar yet. Really, I guess at that point, it just goes straight into Appaloosa. Obviously, most of the time you're able to use Cross Sheep to bring back the Solar, just to kind of get like an additional free material with it, but in this case, since we did have access to the Chaos Creator, we want to be able to use that to banish Lubellion, well, and after you get your Dragon Dark effect, because we're going to need to bring back the Hawk. So after that, we'll go ahead and go Chaos Creator, banishing Lubellion. And then we can banish we'll banish a Dark. Now, we don't really want to use Regain in this instance, because then we wouldn't have the exact, or we wouldn't have at least 3 for Chaos Creator, so we can just go Chaos Creator effect. In this case, we'll bring back Lubellion. Those two will get put to the bottom. And then we have access to a rank 8 play here. Since we already have 3 monster negates, the best thing we can really go into is number 38. And we have Hawk here. We can bring back our Dark. And then just go Dark into Colossus. So, Valor in hand. In phase, we would get a Druid Swarm. So we have an Interruption with Druid Swarm. We have a Monster Negate with Valor. We have 3 Monster Negates with Appaloosa. They can't add anything outside of drawing. And then we have the number 38 for a spell card negation. So all in all, a pretty like decent board that this deck can make. And yeah, that's kind of what we got there. Obviously, there's like a lot of different end boards. You know, sometimes you can end on Photon Lord if you need. There's a lot of times where you can end on Lars if you had access to an additional like Bystial in hand at the start of the turn. So really just depends on what the exact hand looks like. But yeah, let me know down below what y'all think, and I will see y'all next time.